Thank you so much, GVL sir, for sharing with us the remarkable machinery behind the Indian Railways. Please give him a huge round of applause. None of our childhoods, our memories are ever going to be complete without a train ride. We all remember, and it's not just nostalgia. For me, railway stations were absolutely fascinating, and what a brilliant way in making sure that you bring to life the topic of the day. When it comes to technology, I've been a practitioner. My background is in liberal arts. I studied anthropology, psychology, history, commerce. I wanted to understand why certain civilizations work and other civilizations fail. There is no better city where Fahim could have placed this discussion. The people on the dais are people who are making things happen for citizens, and these are millions and millions of citizens who are benefiting. So, a very, very good morning to all of you. Andaraki Namaskara Hyderabad and Adab and Salam. Thank you for being this amazingly warm, loving city. When we landed, sir, from the airport, we saw about 1,000 variations of biryani, and we saw Zafrani and Irani chai. And the person who brought us here said, we can have biryani for breakfast, we can have it for lunch, we can have it for dinner, and if you told us at midnight, we would still have scope for some. And that is how I want to see AI flourish in our country. There are variations, and every mother in every kitchen makes their own spices and gives it a very unique flavor. India's AI journey, therefore, is not going to be homogeneous. It's not going to be a one-size-fits-all. It's never going to be what Europe did. We are such a unique country with culture diversity. If you just look at Hyderabad alone, it has embraced so many languages, so many cultures, and it takes everything in stride. Karne ka, hone ka, and that is what Hyderabad makes things happen. And this is why locating this conversation here, you've heard from some of the experts. I'll tell you where I come from. My company is called InMobi. InMobi is India's first unicorn. It's the pride and joy of this country. Whenever you look for examples where we look at global successes in technology, don't look too far. InMobi became a unicorn in 2011 before the term was fashionable. It was founded by boys from IIT Kanpur. They grew up on campus. Naveen Tiwari, our founder's grandmother, was the first ever lady in any IIT to be a professor as a woman. She was also the first ever professor of mathematics across any IITs. And campuses in India are therefore giving us innovation which is world class. We're so happy to share with you that in 2021, just in 2 years, we became a second unicorn. So every time you see an Android phone, you will see a glance by the press of a power button. It's not an app, it comes bundled with the Android, and we're able to connect with over 550 million people. That's 55 crore people across the country, across multiple geographies, where we bridge the divide between citizens and citizen-centric services. So we work very closely with the PM Surya Ghar Yojana, we worked on deepening democracy, and the intent, as some of my colleagues have said today, is to make sure that this black box that surrounds technologies like AI, that gets bridged, and you're able to truly see impact in people's lives. I couldn't have asked for a better person to be our chief guest here today. This is a man who's lived by example. Sir, Mr. Sridhar Babu is somebody who we have deeply admired. We have learned from his journey, a journey of personal sacrifice, where as a practicing lawyer, somebody who went to Delhi University and then pursued law, had a thriving practice, and then decided, after this supreme sacrifice that any family could have offered, please give him a huge round of applause. And this is where we couldn't have picked for a better person because he understands what IT services can do. To his credit, what he's done is he's put data at the heart of the problem statement. The initiatives that you're seeing here are building on the successes of how the joint state had been. He's been holding portfolios in both the combined state as well as now what we know as Telangana. And this is where the learning of experience comes through. So when you look at AI, we have to understand AI is compute, AI is data, and data is at the core of everything that India is going to build. So the more services come online, Raviji is here, he talked about Me Seva, and this is remarkable because over 150 services which give services and connections with the government are connected on a single platform. Each time that citizens access these services, so my own PhD is from the IIT Delhi, and it looked at a unique model which wanted to democratize the public sphere. We studied the Ministry of Railways and the Ministry of External Affairs. Imagine you're stuck in a foreign country and you need help. Normal processes would take months at an end. Papers would move, you wouldn't know who to write to, and that is why the speed of governance is something which we fixed here in this state at the first level possible. So as private sector, it gives me a lot of joy when you see responsive governance, when you see government officials work like CEOs of a state, where they put problem statements and citizens at the heart of these challenges that the world is facing today. So if you look at how Hyderabad was created, you have Charminar and you have pearls to pharma, you have science, you have some of the best educational institutions. The fourth pillar at the heart of AI and transformation is talent. And that is why we are uniquely positioned. So I taught for about 5 years in Delhi University. I was in the Lady Shri Ram College, and as somebody who worked extensively with students, I had the opportunity to come and visit Hyderabad in 2009. And that's when Hyderabad had taken off. We were building the high-tech city from a city that's designed and architected around the Charminar to the Hussain Sagar Lake in 1519. We thought of public infrastructure, public good and resources before the city was even established. Now we need to put intelligence, we need to put data systems, and we need to make sure we are not just creating pilots, we are putting the proof of the pudding where the rubber will truly meet the road. As industry, what we look for is openness, is responsiveness, is single points of contacts where, sir, we started out as a startup, and the advantage that startups bring to the table is disruption. So we've been the proverbial challenger brand. We had made sure that through Glance AI, which we launched last year, we became one of the largest consumer tech AI platforms across the world. We are now disrupting the marketplace model. We are connecting Indian brands to global continuums, audiences, and that is where the innovation comes in. So wherever there is innovation, law will always play catch up to policy. And when we look at policy, many times it gets interchanged with regulation. That's the difference between people who think tech first rather than they follow on or they try and embrace technology. If we look at constant conversations, so since the time you have come in, Deveshji is here. Incidentally, I have a Nixie story too. I was one of the first Indians on the United Nations Internet Governance Forum during Sri Ban Ki-moon's tenure when he was the United Nations Secretary General. This is where the role of government comes in. The conferences that decide thought leadership and rules, and these rules are not formulated in the global south. They're formulated in very expensive countries, in Vilnius, in Geneva, in Baku. The government may get in the room, but for private sector, small businesses, MSMEs, where innovation can be truly transformational, it's very difficult to even part of these rooms and these conferences. Nixie, in a very forward-looking step, created a Nixie Fellowship, and they looked at young, promising professionals so that they could give them a part fellowship and they could be present in these rooms. Always remember, if you're not in the room, if you're not at the table, you're likely to be on the menu. We have to be in the room, and you've all done a great job by showing up here today. We have to be at the table. If you're not at the table, India today, and especially with progressive states like Telangana, are in a position to build our own tables. And that is where the true unlock will happen, where we are doing true thought leadership, where we are setting standards, where we are embracing initiatives like Bhashini, and where solutions are being created in local languages. So when we're looking at incremental, transformational impact, it is our responsibility that, along with Digital India, Saurabh talked about DBT. I think it is truly remarkable. And earlier we used to hear, and I'm reminded of Rajiv Gandhi ji's famous story where he said, out of 1 rupee, 25 paisa reaches the true beneficiary. He talked about ensuring that can we use technology as use cases to eliminate people who should not be on the list, and to also ensure that there are no exclusions happening. These are real-time use cases. Each time that we create pools of data, and that's where I think a little more work is still required. We've done a great job by ensuring that our startups are academic institutions, which is where cutting edge innovation is happening, by giving them, through the India AI mission, GPUs at 280 rupees an hour. It is unheard of. Nobody else has been able to provide compute. We need to keep strengthening that. But with that comes not just data which is there in its raw form, but for any startup to be able to use it, we have to ensure we are creating plug and play APIs. So during one of my previous stints, and like I've studied many disciplines and I am a seeker of knowledge, we wanted to ensure that we're also learning across sectors. And our learning has to be, that's what the World Bank says, has to be sector agnostic. So the highest ranked skills are problem solving, they are critical thinking, they are interpersonal collaboration. So what we're proposing here today, sir, so that nobody gets left behind, our initiative, which is called the AI Kaushal. We are saying that every single child from their school onwards, and especially the Kendriya Vidyalayas, the government schools, needs to adopt and understand AI very, very early so that it becomes second language to them. And second, we are saying that the current professionals, so that you're not faced with mass layoffs, so that you're not told one day when you wake up and you come to office, you receive a cold email saying that your job has been eliminated. There are jobs which are going to get transformed, where, you know, the number somewhere, and it gets changed every single time you read a different report. It says about 70 million jobs are likely to get impacted, but 110 million new jobs are going to get created. We have to be ready. We have to make sure industry, academia, government work together hand in hand for an AI and for all emerging and frontier technologies which are going to be inclusive, they're going to be transparent. So in our world, we live by this adage. It's called sunlight is the best disinfectant. If you make sure the process is open, it is understandable, it is explainable, you are able to create technology that truly matters and that works for good. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.